From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
Now at 5, traffic at a grinding halt in Marin as new carpool hours are adding hours to commutes. They're from drivers who say the expansion is making them snarl.
It's frustrating, and people don't deserve to be sitting in traffic that was never there before. Why don't fix what's not broken.
Plus, the legend of Levi's you've never heard of. We go tailgate hopping with the Faithful's unofficial photographer.
Just saw how people enjoyed it, and I have people messaging me on my channel about, hey, where do I go to tailgate? Niners on 3, 1, 2, 3!
And that's where we're going to start tonight after the 49ers fall apart at Levi Stadium. 4 turnovers in the game and a losing effort to the Jaguars.
So they're no longer undefeated, but they are 3-1 so far. John Ramos caught up with one of the tailgating faithful.
We live in a time when everything in life is captured on video, from birth announcements to prom dates. But when one avid 49er fan began documenting his tailgates, he ended up with a whole new family as a result of it.
Basically, I go around the tailgates at Levi's and capture everybody just having fun. Then I put everybody together in one video, right?
Ken Gwanga was already a video producer when he decided to take his skills to the Levi's tailgating parking lots. And just like in the movies, everyone wants to be a director.
Niners on 3, 1, 2, 3! Okay, one more, but get a little more animated with the arms. You guys are just like this. Niners, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. See what a difference that is? Thank you, guys.
He's developed a real following on Instagram, which makes him popular with the fans and with sponsors, like the whiskey company that provides him with plenty of free samples. He and his friend Raj Melwani have become genuine influencers among 49er fans.
We get so many brands that come to us because we have such a big reach that they want to put their brand on our page, give away stuff, they send us tickets to the games, so it's like a business now.
And now, just about everyone welcomes Ken to their pregame parties.
I love this guy. That's my favorite right here. Look at this.
Because he gives you booze?
Yeah, all day.
He has made friends. He takes pictures of other people's tailgates, posts them on Instagram, the different food that they have. So he gets the vibe going.
And when it comes to food, the vibe is definitely going at the Third Rail Niners tailgate, where you'll find founder and chef George Aston.
So we've been doing this for, I don't know, I want to say about 24 years. I've missed 4 home games in 20 years.
Aston makes his party a gourmet affair, tailoring each week's menu to the location of the opposing team.
So Jacksonville, I don't know how much homegrown cuisine they have, but we figure it's Gulf. We're going to make prawns and we're going to do surf and turf.
That meant tri-tip and shrimp sautéed in butter, with Ken capturing the moment for this week's online posting. Now he's an invited guest at just about any parking lot party, and his followers use his blog as a kind of tailgate travel guide.
It's super fun. I look forward to football season. And when we're winning, it elevates everything else, right?
Does it matter whether the 49ers are winning or not?
That's the whole thing about tailgating, is that, hey, I can go to a tailgate, and if you lose, you can always say that. Like, Niners might have lost, but I had a great time at the tailgates.
All right, picking things up on the First Alert forecast. If you hadn't heard yet that there's rain coming our way tomorrow, you probably no doubt noticed just by looking around outside at all from how gray it looks. Look at the satellite imagery. This is the cold front now. We've been talking about this for days, and you can now see this thing setting up shop off the coast of California. The cold front's got a decent amount of rain in it from where it stands. Let's see what that rain will look like by the time it gets here and when it gets here. Tomorrow night, basically. So there's your timestamp up there. That says Monday in the afternoon, this cold front is still just about going through like Eureka. It doesn't get down here until we advance that into Monday night a little bit later, and then we will see the rain arrive in the North Bay first, like around tomorrow evening. We're going to put some specifics on this coming up in the full forecast. We'll break this down because it's not just one, it's 2 cold fronts. Look at the next one coming in behind it. This one is then going to come through and try and get in primarily on Wednesday for this one, but that one's a little more of a complicated story. Much more on that coming up in the full forecast. Good news, by the way, if you've been noticing that kind of smokiness to the air air quality is getting better, and most of that smoke, if you've noticed it at all, is about to become history. I'll see you with the full forecast coming up in a bit. For now, Andrea, over to you.
Almost looks like we moved back up to Seattle, Darren, today. Thank you so much. Well, for those in the North Bay, they really rely on Highway 101 to commute between Marin and Sonoma counties. But some drivers are fuming behind the wheel while Caltrans expanded the carpool hours. They say it's causing major traffic backups, and they're sitting on the highway a lot longer than they used to. Dahlin has more on the push to get state and local officials to reverse the HOV lane hours.
It affected my commute by adding at least 30 minutes to my commute every morning.
More time stuck in traffic means less time with her 3-year-old son and family. Katie Clayton blames the longer commute on the expanded carpool lane hours on Highway 101.
It's frustrating, and people don't deserve to be sitting in traffic that was never there before. Why don't fix what's not broken.
The hairstylist drives from her Roner Park home to a salon in Novato. She says the new hours are forcing more solo drivers into the general lanes, slowing everyone down. Katie started a petition on change.org. As of Sunday afternoon, nearly 5,000 people have signed, and hundreds share their stories and frustrations on the website.
Cars sitting on the freeway, trucks sitting on the freeway, just wasting gas, putting more emissions into the atmosphere. That's the polar opposite of what they're claiming it's going to do.
Earlier this month, on September 8th, Caltrans extended the HOV hours. Now it's 5 to 10 in the morning and 3 to 7 in the evening in both Marin and Sonoma counties. Before, the rules were shorter and different in each county. In Sonoma, 7 to 9 a.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. both ways. In Marin, 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. southbound only, and 4:30 to 7 p.m. northbound only. Caltrans says the new schedule lines up with the rest of the Bay Area.
This is a big change, and Caltrans doesn't take it lightly. We're doing this to improve safety in the Bay Area.
Caltrans spokesman Vince Chacala says they consulted with other North Bay transportation agencies before making the switch. The expanded hours also coincide with the opening of new lanes between Novato and Petaluma, part of the Marin-Sonoma Narrows project.
Caltrans and the different agencies, we're going to take a look at that. We'll hear you very loudly. We're going to take a look at that, and the traffic engineer is going to take a look at the analysis, whatever time it takes, and then we'll decide.
Caltrans says reversing course would take time and careful study, but Katie says drivers aren't backing down.
I do not plan on giving up, and I don't think other people are going to give up. This has added hours to people's day.
Time for a cool change in the Bay Area. Weather is coming up. We're back in 2 minutes.
All right, let's put some much needed detail on these opportunities for rain. First concept, there are 2 separate cold fronts coming our way. First one's getting here late tomorrow night, and then there's another one that's going to come in on Wednesday. There will be plenty of breaks in between the two. And timing all of this is now the trick. So let's try and do our best. Here's what this thing looks like now. You see the cold front out here sitting in the Gulf of Alaska as we keep that wide view out here so you can see the expansiveness of the clouds and how they're developed. Now we're going to put the rain in it. And you'll see the first cold front here. And this gets through tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot more impressive in far northernmost California, but we are still clearly going to experience the southern edge of a cold front here that's going to wrap its way right up into the bay as we get into tomorrow night. And you can see it weakens as it does that. We're going to look at this all again, by the way, because we're going to slow it down and we're going to come in close. But here's your big picture. That's Monday night when the majority of the rain's coming in across the bulk of the bay. But look back here. There's another one. And this is the one that then comes in on Wednesday. And this one gives us rain through Wednesday morning into the afternoon. Let's get a better look at both of these. So we'll go to the forecast imagery on this, and we're going to slow down that line. Here's the first one. This is the Monday night arrival. And you can see by the time we've gotten to about 7 or 8 o'clock, we're getting rain in the North Bay. So here's your takeaway. The majority of the day tomorrow, you're not getting rained on. If you get any rain tomorrow through the morning or afternoon, it'll be light mist out on the leading edge, like the warm sector of this storm, where there's not a whole lot to work with. But starting Monday night, 7, 8 o'clock, there's your cold front. Let's advance that across the bay because it gets down to the Golden Gate as we get towards about 10, 11 o'clock, midnight. Now it's coming right across The city, some pretty decent rain with that as it does it. Still very well organized here. This is now pre-dawn on Tuesday, when the majority of people might be noticing this. Really from midnight when it moves over the city, Monday night, midnight going into Tuesday, to Tuesday morning at like 5 a.m. might be prime time for this whole thing. That really does appear to be one of the more impressive times for the system. If we're going to get a thunderstorm, which there could be some mixed in along that cold front, this would be your time frame, like midnight to 5 a.m. And then those showers will clear out. And by the time we get to the morning commute, you still have a few leftover scattered showers here. This is 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Some leftover showers, maybe in the South Bay, maybe in the Tri-Valley. Look at the clearing back edge back here, because when that clears, we're going to get a nice little break for most of Tuesday. And then the next little system is going to come in on Wednesday. We'll get there in 1 second. Here's the total for the first system. That's the rain that comes through that we just looked at. Maybe 0.3 of an inch of rain in the North Bay, a little more for the city. All right, let's look at that Wednesday system now. As this one comes in, we get this better organized slug of moisture right here. That comes in Wednesday through the afternoon. This one perhaps gives us about another 1/4 inch of rain, primarily right through the heart of the day on Wednesday. That's when we're going to notice some of the better rain from that system having moved through. All right, let's get the 7-day forecast up here and show you what it looks like. Once we get finished with that system that comes through in the heart of the day on Wednesday, there might be a straggler or two in terms of a light shower on Thursday, but it wouldn't be much. Here's your 7-day forecast. Monday, cold front. Wednesday, cold front. A break for most of Tuesday. And then Thursday, anything we get left over will just be a few light showers. And look at the temperatures back here. By next weekend, we start warming back up again, so that we're looking at daytime highs that are once again towards the mid-80s. And when we look at the 7-day forecast on here for the Bay, you see a similar timing for rain, just slightly cooler numbers. All right.
For 60 years, Tommy's Mexican in the Richmond district has been serving up some of the city's best margaritas, or so it says here. Ryan Yamamoto found out the world's 50 best bars. Ryan Yamamoto takes us inside Tommy's kitchen and behind the counter as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Cheers.
Our Highland Blanco will be Tapatio Blanco.
Ask Julio Bermejo for a taste of tequila.
Winter blend from Fortaleza.
And you'll get more than just a drink.
Don Pilar Añejo.
You'll get an education.
These are all great examples of well-made tequilas. There's basically two philosophies. Highland tequila, when it's young, is very citrusy and spicy. Valley tequila, by comparison, is a little more pungent.
For the past 4 decades, Bermejo has turned his love of tequila into a passion.
I'd say obsession.
An obsession that began long before it was as popular as it is today.
You know, not only here at Tommy's do we try to represent San Francisco and try to represent our part of Mexico, the Yucatan, but we also want to represent the tequila industry to anyone who has an interest in it.
Tommy's Mexican restaurant opened in San Francisco in 1965, and this summer they celebrated their 60th anniversary.
Again, we're a tiny family mom and pop restaurant in the middle of the Richmond district of San Francisco, and we're in the sticks in San Francisco.
And this tiny restaurant became big when in 1999, Tommy's appeared in a Wall Street Journal article touting its tequila club.
I was on the front page of the Wall Street Journal in the left-hand column, which is the trend column, and Wall Street Journal called Tommy's the epicenter of tequila in the United States.
Where several years before,
start with 2 ounces of Tapatio Blanco.
Bermejo became a game changer in the cocktail world.
We're gonna add some agave.
With his simple margarita recipe.
Fresh squeezed seedless Persian lime juice.
A recipe for his now famous Tommy's Margarita.
Vigorous shake.
That is now served at bars in the Bay Area, the country, and even around the world.
Salud. That's your Tommy's Margarita. So there's a little bit of San Francisco everywhere you go when you see a Tommy's on someone's menu.
Today, Bermejo serves as a global ambassador for the National Chamber of the Tequila Industry.
We're like a tequila messenger.
Where the message is about taste and quality.
Because flavors, as we know, leave profound memories.
Memories that began 6 decades ago inside a tiny restaurant in San Francisco's Richmond district, where Julio Bermejo does more than just serve tequila. He teaches his obsession 1 bottle at a time.
And be sure to watch our 30-minute special, Una Familia, airing on October 16th at 7:30 p.m. But
that's it for us at 5. We will see you back here at 6 o'clock for an hour of news.
Streaming continues at CBSNewsBayArea.com. Good night.